Hello everyone, it's Elaine. Thank you for joining me here today on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing a card making video featuring some cute mermaids and a really nice summery theme. I'm also going to be mentioning a giveaway I'm going to be doing in this video, so please stay tuned for that. So to start off with, I am going to be taking a piece of Strathmore Bristol Smooth cardstock and my Craftin Desert Divas inside scalloped oval frames here, and I'm going to be popping that into the centre of that cardstock, securing it with a piece of post-it tape and running that through my die cut machine. Just going to remove and put those inner pieces to one side for a moment and pull out my Tim Holtz stamp platform, pop a bit of post-it tape on the back of my cardstock there to stop it moving around, and then I'm going to be taking this lovely mermaid background stamp. All of the products I'm using in today's video will be listed and linked down below if you want to check those out. And I'm going to be treating my cardstock here with a little powder tool to stop any embossing powder sticking where I don't want it to. So I'm now going to just coat that rubber stamp with my Versamark ink, generously coating that, and flip the lid over and press down firmly. I have to press really firmly on this stamp platform. I pretty much have to stand up and put all my weight on it. And I'm just going to repeat this process a few times just to make sure that all those lovely scaly scallops get impressed onto the cardstock. So I'm going to remove that now from the stamp platform, and I'm using this really pretty white pearlescent embossing powder from Wow. Just generously coating that and tapping off the excess onto a scrap piece of card there so I can filter it back into the pot when I'm finished. Just take my heat gun here and melt all of that embossing powder. Because it is white, it's a bit hard to see on camera. I do try and tilt the card so you can see it a little clearer, but when I ink blend in a moment, you'll see all those lovely scallops come to life. So you can just see a little hint of those scallops there. Just going to pop all my pieces back together, so I put everything face down here onto my glass mat, and then taking some more post-it tape and just fitting everything back together like a puzzle. And now I'm going to start on ink blending my background. So I've got worn lipstick, dried marigold and peacock feathers, and here you can see a picture on the screen. This was my inspiration for my colour scheme today. I found this picture on Pinterest and I couldn't find my little mini ink blending tool for my worn lipstick, the little sponge pad. So I'm just taking one of these makeup brushes for the worn lipstick, tapping off the excess onto a piece of scrap paper there so they get a really nice soft colour. Next, taking the dried marigold smoothly and with a very light hand blending and building up that colour. And now onto the peacock feathers. I tried not to take my peacock feathers too far into the dried marigold. I did attempt this card once before, and the dried marigold and peacock feathers did muddy together a little. I was too heavy-handed, and just a little tip there, if you wanted to recreate this card, just gently go up to that dried marigold and try not to blend them together too much. I was much happier with how this version turned out, and now I'm just taking a piece of paper towel and buffing off the excess. So I'm moving on to watercolouring my mermaids here. I've got these mermaids that I've already gone ahead and stamped and clear heat embossed on some watercolour card. If you wanted to skip the colouring section, you can do so. I've got the time written on the screen here of where you can jump to. But how I like to colour is lay down a light wash of colour, so quite watered down, and then I go back in and add some shading by using more colour or more paint, more pigment and less water each time, so that I can gradually build up some shading. I'm not an expert at watercolouring, and I wanted to use my distress inks for my mermaids to make sure that they accurately colour matched my background. So their little body tops and their tails are coloured using my distress ink. So this one I'm going in is worn lipstick. And I'm just repeating that same process. So I've got a small detailed black velvet brush here in a size 4. And now I'm just adding that shading, as you can see. And for the hair and the skin, I use my little dot chart here, my Daniel Smith dot chart. I really enjoy using this for small areas. You probably couldn't colour a large area, but for small little areas, it's perfect. So for my giveaway today, all you have to do is pop down in the comments what your favourite thing about summer is. I'm going to be giving away a Simon Says Stamp $20 gift card or gift voucher, and all you have to do is write down, tell me what you really love about summer. I love ice creams. That's probably one of my favourite things about summer, but I also love spending time with my children in the summer holidays. We're not long now till they break up. So if you want more information on that giveaway, I will pop some more details down in the description box below. So be sure to check that out. And I will also put the closing date down in the description box as well for you. So moving on to my mermaids again, I'm just colouring in their skin, and I'm popping some pink on the cheeks as well. And for the hair, again, just a light wash of colour to start. And then moving on to deepening that colour. And also this brush is great for adding flicks. So again, just less water, more paint. And I flip my mermaids around to help me get the angle right. I love these mermaids. These are my favourite things, mermazing stamp set. But I love the way the lines follow through down the hair, and I think that makes it super easy to add these flicks in the right direction. So if you're fairly new or don't feel that confident in colouring hair, these are probably one of my favourite images to colour because of those lines that run down the side of their hair. Just adding now some shading on this stone, which my mermaid's going to be sitting on, using exactly the same techniques. If they are techniques, this is just the way I like to do things, and hopefully you may find this useful as well if you're just starting out. I do bring back my mermaid here to just work out where I want to add a little bit more shading, because she will cast a shadow for where she's sitting. And that's my colouring done. And for my sentiment, because this is going to be a shaker card, I'm putting my sentiment onto a piece of heat-resistant acetate here. So I'm going to be heat embossing my sentiment on. So I've treated that with my anti-static powder tool. I've stamped my sentiment with Versamark ink, and I'm applying some super fine white embossing powder from Ranger over the top. This sentiment is from a stamp set called 100% Magical by Craftin Desert Divas, and has some more super cute images in that set. But I just love this sentiment. And I've cut out about 5 or 6 more of those ovals and glued them all together. I did that off camera because that was not time consuming, but I didn't think you needed to see all of that. And now I've laid my acetate over the top, and I'm just using a pen here to trace around the edge and cut that out with a pair of scissors. Grabbed a A2 side folding card base here, and I've popped some glue on that ink blended panel. I've cut it down to 5 1/4 by 4 inches, so it's got a small white border around the edge. And now I'm just popping some more glue in the centre. And before I glued down this centerpiece, I did think some cute little fishes swimming in the background would be really nice. So again, anti-static powder tool, and I've taken some of the little fishes in the mermazing stamp set, and I'm just using a clear acrylic block to stamp those onto this, what is going to be the background. And I'm using my liquid platinum embossing powder from Ranger just to have some little bit of detail in the background. Popping some glue on the back, and then I can secure that down to the card base as well. Bit more a liquid adhesive around that oval frame, and then I can pop the stacked up oval frames on top. Making sure there's no sticky residue on the inside. I'm just using my embossing powder again, or embossing buddy, sorry. Popping some rose gold squares and some Pretty Pink Posh rose gold metallic sequins. These are the 4mm ones. And I'm also using this rose gold pack from Lucy's Little Things. Just spreading those out in that shaker well, popping some more liquid adhesive on that frame, and then I can secure down my sentiment. And then I have also cut another frame to go on top to cover that acetate edge, and I just pop that on top. This you can't really see on the camera, but is a more shimmery piece of cardstock. Just finishes off the top nicely. And now I can start adhering my elements to the front of the card. So I've got some foam tape on the outer edges of those mermaids because there is quite a lot of dimension on that frame. So my mermaids also need a little bit of dimension to help them hold up. Popping some liquid adhesive on the inner parts of the mermaid as well to help them stick to that frame. The same for the other mermaid, just remove that release paper from the foam tape and flip that over and secure it down. And I think they look really cute. I love the way they frame that oval frame. Adding some white gel dots and some little crosses to make it look like they're glittering and shimmering in the sunlight. I love this technique. And just adding a few more. I did the same on the other mermaid. And that is my card for today complete. Thank you so much for joining me today on this card making video. I hope you enjoyed it and it inspired you. If you recreate something similar, don't forget to tag me on your makes, and also don't forget to enter the giveaway if you're interested in winning a $20 Simon Says Stamp gift card. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.